Okay, so welcome back to another My Hero Academia The Strongest Hero video. The global release of this game is coming out in just roughly under 2 months now. And so today I thought I would do a tier list video to show the new players what I think you guys should be summoning for, what you should be re-rolling for, or what you should be aiming for in general when starting up this game. Now, the characters in this list are strictly only the characters that you can pull through the blue tickets, and we are not going to be including any of the limited time units, as one, I'm not really experienced with all the characters, so I can't really judge them, and two, we don't know what order they're going to be releasing in. We know that in the Chinese version, Aizawa was the first limited unit, while on global, the trailer showed off All Might gameplay instead. So until we have leaks, we have really no idea what limited time unit's coming out first, but that's besides the point anyway. This tier list is going to be the overall usage. I know some characters excel in PvP, while other characters excel in PvE. I'll try to explain it as we go and rank these characters. And of course, this tier list is based on my opinions only and just my experience with the cards and how I've used them. So, of course, it's a PvP game. The playstyle is going to be a lot different to everybody else. So, I might be using a character wrong this whole entire time. Don't blame me, right? Okay, so you guys probably know what's up with the tier list, D being the worst, S being the best tier. We're going to just go through the characters left to right. Not going to really order them too much other than, of course, being in a certain tier, because this is such a vague tier list anyway. Okay, so let's start off with the main character here, Deku. I think he's an A tier character. Of course, this doesn't really matter because you get him for free anyway. But overall, I think he's an A tier character. He's good. He's very solid in PvP. With his combo, his best combo can potentially get over half the enemy's HP. One of his abilities allows him to teleport, which makes it very unpredictable of when Deku's going to strike. And since there's no blocking mechanic per se in this game, it's very hard to counteract that. He's also got ranged attacks, and he's very good up close, and also can do some air combos as well. So he's a very solid unit. PvP-wise, very good. PvE-wise, also very decent. A bit weak on the PvE side because he's mostly single target majority of the time. But for the most part, he's very, very useful. Next, we have Kirishima, even though we have two here. Don't worry about that. Kirishima, we call him the counter god. I honestly think he is an S tier character. I think once you get to the higher ranks of PvP, that's when you get concerned and realize that he's not the greatest character in the world. But for beginners, again, he's a free character, so it doesn't really matter if you should re-roll for him or not, because he's actually, you just get him for free. But for like the beginning stages of the game, and even PvP, very, very good. He's so strong. The reason for that is because his counter ability. You know, all the beginner plays are very aggressive, so once you hit the counter, you just get a free combo in. And the recovery rate of the counter ability is so quick that you can just keep on doing it, and it just racks up all the damage, and you can pretty much 1v3 with just this guy alone, as long as your opponent doesn't learn, of course. The problem is that in PvP is that he sucks against ranged, of course, but in the early game of My Hero Academia The Strongest Hero, ranged attacks are very, very rare. Once the limited characters start rolling, this guy's tier gets a little bit lower every single time, I guess. And then in terms of PvE, specifically for boss fights, Kirishima can do really, really well. If you know the enemy boss's patterns, you can counter it, you know, consistently and, you know, become invincible and do a lot of damage. Then we have Bakugou here. I think he's a D tier character. He's not that great. He's very clunky. His combos aren't too great. It's not that's pretty much it, really. It's not much to say. He's very plain, to say the very least. He does have his uses though, but it's very, very rare circumstances. Then we have Todoroki here. PvE, he's pretty good. PvP, he just sucks. So I'm gonna put him as C tier. The fact that he has so many abilities makes him very diverse in PvE. And he's okay at PvP. The problem is PvP is that, again, like Bakugou, it's very clunky. I don't really know how to describe it when using him. But some of the combos just don't work. And so you just don't get the maximum damage output that you really want. And, you know, once you get somebody into a flinch state, it's very important to do as much damage before they can do their own little thing. What's good about him is that he can freeze as well. So when you're versing someone, that could be the game factor. But for the most part, PvP is not the greatest, especially once, you know, the limited time characters come out. PvE, he's very, very solid. So for Denki, we are going to put him in the D tier character. He's a very good counter against Kirishima because of his range. But a lot of the characters in the game can really, really get up close very easily. There's many ways, and the dash mechanic makes it really hard for Denki to actually hit people, especially at long range, of course. A lot of his moves don't stagger as well, which really sucks. You know, you're just doing chip damage pretty much at the end of the day, which is not good. And if you've ever seen two Denkis fight, that's the worst thing ever. It's just dash and shoot, and it just goes nowhere. It's a pretty 2D character, not much to him, but he can definitely counter some characters, some high tier characters, which can make him very good. PvE, he's not really strong overall, so damage output's not good, but he's a very safe character, so you can just run away and shoot. But, you know, that's very time consuming. That hurts the fingers. Then we have Moneta. I actually think Moneta is a very solid character. I'm going to put him in B. The reason why I put him in B is PvP is really, really good for setting up traps. Because you can get up close really, really easily most of the time. You can set up the trap, almost guarantee that they're stuck. And once they're stuck in his, like, goop ball, you pretty much can get a free combo in, and he can do a lot of damage. His special abilities makes him really, really good. And then he has that infinite shooting ball thing. And that racks up a lot of damage, especially if they're stuck. It's almost like a free ultimate at that point. And really, really good. And he can combo really, really well. PvE, I haven't touched him much on PvE because I haven't really trained him at all. Don't think I have any uses for him, but I think he can be pretty good. You let me know in the comment section. Ochako, I think she is, for the beginning of the game... Actually, you know what? I'm going to put her in top A tier. She's one of the most annoying characters that I ever faced at the beginning. She is really, really annoying. She's one of the only characters that can permanently just float in the air or fly, making it very, very hard to actually, you know, hit her. And she's pretty much an invincible being, a god, just raining down, you know, rocks at you, taking chip damage, and all you can do is run. Of course, there's ways to counter her, but most of the time, especially at the beginning, nobody's really running these counter characters. But when she's not on the air, she can be pretty vulnerable. She does have some good utility, like AoE hits for PvE and stuff like that, and some ways to escape. But pretty much what makes her good is that she can float. Counters for her is definitely Todoroki. His eye shots can definitely hit her in the air. And Bakugou's uppercut spinning thing can also hit her as long as you get it right. So there are definitely counters for her in the game, and it's only, you know, ever so often when she's in the air, so you don't have to worry about it too much at the end of the day. And then once she's down, just make sure you hit her. Then we have Momo. I think she's one of the best characters in the game, especially for PvP. She is really, really, really good. I actually haven't pulled her, but I've seen gameplay of her. She's a very good supportive unit to have on your team. You can set turrets on the field, which you don't even need her to be on the field. You can switch out, and those turrets will keep shooting, and they're invincible. You can't really break them, I think. And so that will do chip damage to the enemy, and it's a decent amount. And it's something you don't have to worry. You can put in 2 as well. She has different stances allowing her to, you know, play different styles, whether it's range, long distance melee, or close distance melee. I really like her spear. It's got a good lunge, got a good range. So she has good combo potential, as well as, you know, range potential. She's like the all-round good unit. And I think she's a very valuable unit. Also, her turrets do have a chance to flinch. And so when you have 2 of them, that can be really, really annoying for your opponent to get close up. Like, you can just stay around your turret. The turrets will shoot. Once they flinch, once you see the flinch, you can start comboing. Use a different character to combo, whatever. There are so many ways to use her. She's really, really good. Tokuyami here, I also think is an S or an high A. I'm going to put S. I think he's really good for PvE and PvP. There are some issues with PvP. And that is just, he's pretty slowish. To to getting his first hits in, but once you get the hit in, he's really, really strong. Also, his Dark Shadow form, really, really good. It's very rare to happen in PvP because the battles are so short. But once you get it, you are really, really strong. He's got a nice AoE, short AoE for anybody that gets too close to him. You kind of want to keep this perfect distance between Tokiyami as well as the enemy to get the perfect use out of Tokiyami. And if you can master that, that's really, really good. If they get too close, AoE, and it will get them. Very fast startup. And then you finish off with Dark Shadow, really, really good. And of course, all that utility can be used in PvE, which is good. And then, obviously, we've already rated Kirishima. The last person here is Ida. Ida is just a terrible character. I really have never used him before. Nor have I seen any gameplay, but I know. Every time I versed him, they always lose. So, I'm going to put him at D tier character. You know what? I'm going to put Denki at C. Yeah, I'm going to finalize this. And then we'll go like that. Actually, yeah. We'll go like this. This looks really good to me. So here's my tier list. Hopefully you guys do agree with me. I think it's pretty accurate in my eyes. This is, of course, for the beginning of the game, the global meta. Once, limited time characters come, of course, that's everybody is going to be pushed down a bit. Maybe some characters get up. But we're not really talking about that in today's video, since I'm not really that knowledgeable, since I didn't really play the game as much at the later ends of the months. But if you did enjoy today's video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Put on notifications on. We're going to have more My Hero Academia, the Strongest Hero videos out when the game comes out, as well as Ultra Impact content. I'm very excited for both of these games to come out. So I hope you guys will stick along with me for the ride. But anyway, I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Until the next one, stay healthy, stay safe, stay fizzy. Peace out.